Mr. Cruz, hi Claire, pleased to meet you.
How are you? Pleased
Very
to meet
well. your character goes on this wonderful patriarchic character arc in the film. Was that wonderful for you to explore?
That was really fun. That was a really fun arc to play with Danika's, this new young actress who's very talented, and you just see a character like Jack Reacher who's not used to being in that position at all and constantly being challenged. It made for really fun scenes.
Your character's wonderfully resourceful, isn't she? Was that what really attracted you to her?
What attracted me to playing the character of Sam was the fact that, she's such a strong, complex character with such an incredible arc. And for characters that are written for female teenagers, it's so rare to find that type of character because, typically they're written to further along another character, or they're written as another stereotypical teen, either the annoying daughter or like the hot high school girl, which is just kind of annoying, but it's just not an accurate representation of real life. In real life, there are these really strong, smart girls, and I think it's important to have that in film and TV, since it's reflecting culture in real life.
They never go back, but you've come back to write 18 novels.
Yeah, never go back. Here I am back again in Leicester Square. How cool is that?
It's really cool. And obviously you've got Tom Cruise playing the protagonist of your lead character. That must be wonderful to have an actor with so much kind of range and gravitas to play them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not impressed by stardom or anything like that. What I care about is ability. And that guy has got so much ability, and he works hard as well. He's the hardest worker. If everybody worked as hard as Tom Cruise, we'd never have a recession, that's for sure.
And it all starts with a good story, and it's the stories that you wrote. So what had inspired you to start writing Jack Reacher originally?
Well, it's a very boring answer. I started writing Jack Reacher because I got fired from my old job, and I had to find a way of paying the rent. And I thought, well, you know what, I'll try and write a book. And here we are, it worked.
Obviously, Jack Reacher, his history is in the military. What did you know about the military to bring? Because it feels like there's so much knowledge there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I read all the time, and I watch movies and television and so on. And the military, especially the American military, is such a huge machine. It doesn't really try and keep itself secret. We see it everywhere. And so it's easy enough to get the feel of it.
And is there something about the trajectory of Jack Reacher that you've enjoyed writing about over the years? Is there an arc? Is there a journey that you've enjoyed?
I try not to make an arc, really. I try to make it I want him to be the same guy every year, because that's what people like. They like the familiarity, the reliability. It's like an old friend dropping by once a year. You don't want to find he's a completely different person than last year, so I try and keep him the same. He's a perpetual wanderer. It's the other people around him that change.
Actually, and with regards to adapting your book, do you, as the author, once you allow the optioning to go ahead, do you relinquish you relinquish some rights, but are you precious about the story?
No, because I firmly believe that the book is always there. People worry about it. They say, what are they going to do about my book? Actually, they don't do anything to your book. The book is always there. The movie is a version of it. Doesn't change the book. The book doesn't change the movie. The two things exist in parallel.
Congratulations with our second round of Jack Reacher.
We were so fortunate to be able to make another movie. I thought I was really, really lucky when I got the first one made, and to have somebody come and say, let's do another, was a dream come true, yeah.
And that you haven't shot these in chronological order, so what made this the right book to make it the second feature film?
Because in the first movie, we introduced a great character, sort of the badass Jack Reacher, comes to town and protects the innocent and is always fighting on the side of justice. But you can't make the same movie over and over and over again. So in this movie, the relationship that he had in the book with Susan Turner, who's now played by Kobe Smulders, and Samantha, who's played by Danika Yarosh, let us get to know a little bit more about Jack Reacher, get under his skin a little bit, and take him through a character story along with sort of the action movie that we all come to expect. So that's what was really attractive about the book.
Yeah, because we definitely see this patriarchal role, don't we, within the Jack Reacher that he has.
Exactly, and it's sort of fun to watch a guy who we meet at the opening of the movie who's really happy being left alone to suddenly be thrown into a circumstance where he has these two amazingly strong characters who happen to be women with him and have to deal with, okay, now what do I do?
And Tom also produces alongside with you as well. What is that? What's that kind of relationship like, really?
It's a wonderful relationship in that I've worked with Tom for 20 years when I was an executive at Paramount, and then when I became a producer, we produced the last Mission Impossible movie together. And so there's an easy communication between the two of us. I sort of know what I need to do and what he needs to do as far as getting the whole production ready for any shooting day. So it's fairly well tuned now.
So well all.
Yeah, well,
Was there a particular stamp that you wanted to come and put your stamp on the film coming into its second time?
Yeah, I think that the first film was great, but I also think that we had an opportunity to go a little bit deeper into the character of Reacher, and to see him in relationship with people who would be, reveal unexpected aspects of himself.
And you're working with two very strong actresses and female characters as well. Was that important for you to bring the kind of depth and gravitas that women can also bring?
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a very interesting time in American culture to talk about strong females, and it's nice to sort of contribute those images at this particular moment.
And what was it about this story in particular for you that resonated? Apart from the character arc, was there something else that story-wise, that you wanted to commit so much to it?
Well, I mean, I think that the idea of people who think that they can live apart from relationships are often proven wrong.
Yeah. And we see New Orleans in the most beautiful way here, don't we?
Yeah, it's a great city. I was happy to be there and really happy to show it off.
And you worked with Tom Cruise before, obviously, with The Last Samurai. What was that like, coming back and working together and collaborating?
It was really as if we had never been apart. He has the same energy, the same commitment, the same joy, and I'd like to think that I do too.